Wilderness Safaris operates these camps and lodges across Southern Africa. Remember, particularly sizable focus on the Okavango Delta as well as Namibia, although they have purchased assets in recent times in the East Africa area. Got a transfers business too. That's the little planes, Cephalaro or whatever they're called, that fly you in and out of those camps up there in Okavango. Market cap relatively small, 1.66 billion Pula or rands, I'm not sure. Remember, Pula is the Botswana currency, in case you didn't know. 28.82 price to earnings ratio, dividend yield of 2.98. Stabilized the business, went through a couple of tough times, particularly 08, 09, because obviously their target clientele is similar to Carnival.
Yes.
Rich Americans inbound flying. Let's look at the share chart. It's a bit of an illiquid trader, but you'll see it's been going upwards in recent years. Yes, at the 7 rand level now.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Listen, it's been following obviously the earnings and revenue growth that we've seen from them. A very good niche, this, especially in relation to Southern Africa. They do ecotourism, guided tours, that sort of thing, and they provide the camps where people can enjoy the African experience overnight, which is, if you live in the Western world, in the US and in Europe, there's not much opportunity to go through an experience like this. So I think a very good niche. And very well operated as well. It's obviously servicing the upper end of the foreign tourist, and it would be one of those stocks that would benefit in a much weaker rand environment as well.
So the dominant shareholder is Wine Investments, which is linked to the Tolman family, which is going to be a recurring theme because it's also the controlling shareholder of our next company we're going to talk about. It's had some issues over the years. Some earnings volatility, brilliant business, not really run for profit, you would imagine, sort of somewhat. I mean, it's also got this whole eco sort of approach to its shareholders, or perhaps not the
There's an
main
environmental
concern.
trust as well.
And the workers are treated very carefully, and there's lots of local employment and so on. It almost feels to me like a business that might be better off being privately held, because then they could just do their own thing. Hot or not, though, for you?
Whereas I like the business, I'm concerned about the liquidity in being able to trade these shares. It doesn't really trade that well.
So a big gap between buyers and sellers.
Yeah, and it's not something that, if you get into, you know that you're going to be able to get out at a reasonable price. And that, unfortunately, makes it not hot for me.
And I suspect also going to be subject to cyclicality, and also maybe in time they could have environmental issues with lodges that get damaged by, hurricanes and all that kind of thing. I'm going to agree with you there, not hot.